Right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another mission. I think this is mission 3, I think. Was it 4? No, I think it's 4, isn't it? Because we've done mission 3 and we had mission 2 highlights, I think, if I remember. So this was supposed to be released last week, and then I just got distracted and things got in the way, and unfortunately couldn't do it. So here we go. So this is the next mission. This is the mission to Bremen. So there's going to be 3 missions to Bremen, I think, in a row. And of course, these missions are based on the historical missions that the 381st flew. Roughly, the date isn't quite exactly the same, just due to how the sim is set up. But this is more or less what the 381st attacked on this day in 1943. So what's that? The 10th of December, I think, 1943. They attacked Bremen. So I don't exactly know what target in Bremen, but I'm assuming probably the Focke-Wulf factory. But we've got why is that ordnance wrong? That ordnance isn't right. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be doing 100-pound bombs. There we go. So due to the large size of this Focke-Wulf factory, we've got 24 100-pound bombs. Here's the routes, egress in, usual stuff, so rally up over the sort of northeastern coast or eastern coast of UK, England, over the top of northern part of Netherlands, then inbound and ingress into the target. Spend as little time into the fighter zones as possible. Attack the target, that's the Bremen Focke-Wulf factory there. We've got a secondary target, I think, of the oil refinery and a tertiary target of the industrial complex. So that'll be the route. So we're going to come back here on the next mission, so we're not going to change the recon or anything because we know we're going to come back here anyway. That's it. I'm going to try and keep these videos down a little bit longer. Excuse me while I sip my OJ. Yeah, 45, 50 minutes seems a bit long, so I'm going to try and condense things down, maybe not do quite as much en route stuff, and maybe just sort of concentrate on maybe fighter attacks, quick navigation updates, and of course the bombing run, and then the egress home. So I'll try and keep these videos down a little bit longer if I can, just to make things so they don't go on for hours and hours and hours. Nobody wants to listen to me waffling on for hours. Anyway, these are the aircraft that we're going to use. A couple of aircraft that aren't quite fixed yet. So the Eagles RAF isn't there. It's got maximum effort. I can't remember, they're on a number of missions each. And those aircraft are planned for the mission. So let's have a quick look at the brief. Go in. Let's have a quick look at the recon. So it's quite an easy target. It's huge, this one, so it's quite simple. You can't see my mouse cursor, but obviously a huge river, then a massive sort of arrow-shaped field in the middle there, a little diamond-shaped field off to the right, and then we're attacking in this sort of direction, so from the sort of southwest to the northeast. So we should get a pretty good spread. We probably won't hit all of it, but we're going to try our best. Even if the weather is absolutely horrific, I'm fairly confident we'll be able to see most of that target to be able to get bombs on the target. So that's the plan. Let's have a quick look at the briefing file. Bremen Focke-Wulf factory, 24 bombs, squadron of P-47, squadron of P-38. Yeah, it's very important. That's why we're going to bomb it. So that one, that's very important. That's why we're going to bomb that one. The next one isn't quite as important, but there. Sign it. Let's crack on. Right, here we go. So the start of the mission.
Start engines.
Lots of weather. Weather's not quite as good today. That's going to be interesting. See what the target's like. Even if the target is completely obscured, I'm fairly confident it's pretty big, so it's going to be difficult to miss it. So the weather's going to have to be absolutely horrific for us not to maybe choose to bomb it. But we're coming back here anyway, which these guys obviously don't know about yet, but we do. We'll be coming back to bomb it later, maybe another day. So let's all condense this down. I'm not going to worry too much about the takeoff. As usual, get all the computers to do all this, and when take off, form up, head off, and crack on towards target.
You are cleared for takeoff.
Okay, here we go. So just first little navigation fix, if we can spot it. So obviously weather's pretty bad today, so seeing where we are for an up-to-date sort of navigation fix. Not going to be easy, but looks like we've got a river down there, bounce across the coast, English coast. maybe a road and a little sort of kidney-shaped village there. So it should be quite easy to spot. There we go. That's looking pretty good. So there's the road, there's the river, there's the little kidney-shaped village. So I'm fairly happy with where we are in terms of plotting that on the map. So we're about across the intersection there. So I think our position is pretty much a bang on there. So that will do. That's the first navigation fix. Off we go. Now off to the north coast of the Netherlands, and we'll get back to it. We start looking at some fighters ingressing towards the target. So let's get caught up with the action. Right, here we go, it's the fighters. Oh, lots of them. Oh, there's good hits on that one. So there's been an update, I think, on the... This is the new patch, is it 1.05 or something, I think. So there's been a few patches on the fighters, so they're a bit more aggressive now. So previously they break off the attacks maybe a little bit too early. Which is fine, because I mean, there's probably less damage towards the bombers, but then equally they didn't cause much damage either. So I suppose, yeah, not too sure how accurate those things were. But this time, they're a little bit more aggressive, going to be going after us a bit more, which I suppose is going to increase the difficulty a little bit. There also seems to be some sort of fix where I think more fighters are now going to be targeting us, so that will probably be a bit more interesting as well. So it's probably going to be a bit more busier. Let's see if we can take out these guys. We've got more fighters coming in. Come on. There we go, being absolutely swarmed by them. Which, to be fair, I guess missions to Bremen, this is probably what it was like. One bomber smoking there, looks like they're going to have to shut down in a second. They're probably going to drop out of formation for that as well, so let's see if we can start maybe reducing the altitude. Right, so we're just at the, effectively the decision point now of getting the weather. So just going to send the radio man back to the radio room. Let's have a look at the weather. Fighters aren't doing too badly. Well, say the enemy fighters, I mean, they're not really attacking much. There's lots of them, but they're not really doing too much. So I think there's been a few tweaks here. The fighters are supposed to be a bit more aggressive. Not really seeing that with the latest update. There's lots more fighters, I'll give them that, but they're not really doing too much. The other bomber that was from the other squadron, that's just behind us, sort of trying to keep up. I don't mind if they're sort of trailing behind a little bit. The fighters seem to be leaving them alone, and they're struggling to turn a little bit. So, in actual fact, I'd actually prefer it if they were just kept behind, because I don't really want them getting involved with our squadron and turning, and then not being able to turn and then colliding with our other bombers. So, don't really want that to happen. Anyway, let's have a look at the weather. As we said, it's a big target, so relatively happy we should be able to hit it. cloudy, 8 tenths. Yeah, so it is very cloudy, but again, it's going to be a very large target, so relatively happy to press on secondary. That's still just as cloudy. So it is going to be pretty bad today. The weather's looking pretty bad on the ground. Tertiary. Yeah, tertiary's a little bit better, which is the industrial complex. But for the time being, I'm just relatively happy to sort of proceed. I'll do a quick navigation update in a second, just to sort of make sure we're good for the bomb run. If we can find where we are. It's been a while since we've done a navigation update, so we're going to have drifted a little bit. Of course, with this cloud, it's not the easiest to see where we are. So, what have we got? Little village off to the side there. Looks of interesting shape, which is probably that one there, maybe? Is it? It's the fun part of trying to work out where we are. Another little village down there. There's a train line that I think goes through it. Certainly not the easiest to spot where we are. Another village there. I think it might be that one, that one there. And fighters still attacking us, but not really doing any damage at the minute, so relatively happy with that. Really hard to find out where we are. So I think we're over here somewhere. I think this is the train line. This is the town there. There's a road or something that seems to go in this direction. Goes off. Maybe not. Maybe it isn't. Maybe this is where we are. Maybe we're actually. Maybe we're right on the bomb run. Actually, in actual fact, I think we're a bit closer to the bomb run than we thought. So yeah, I think we're literally right here. Yeah, that's it. So we are literally about to start the bomb run. Cool, okay. Let's get you on the... oh, he's on it, good. So again, this shouldn't be too difficult to spot. Ah, come on. Right, so we can find the target. It should be more or less directly underneath us. So, there's the river. I think that's the target right there. I think I'll spot it. There we go, let's lock onto that. Good, looks like the other bombers have got their bomb bay doors open. Again, it's a nice big target this, although there's a lot of cloud cover, we can sort of see roughly it's down here. It's a bit hard to see at the minute, but it should get a little bit easier to spot as soon as we get a little bit closer. Probably need that drift meter actually. Hard to see if I'm drifting much, maybe a little bit to the right, maybe just correcting that to the left. Very, very hard to see what we're drifting on these bum runs because there's no real obvious sort of locations on the ground that we can use as a drift. Right, there we go. Yes, there's the target. Definitely drifting a little bit right. Main points of impact is pretty much dead centre. We've got sort of buildings just to the sort of southwest, and then we've got the main cluster of buildings sort of in the middle. So we're staying just to the sort of southwest of the main cluster of buildings. Hopefully that spreader bombs will just take us through that target quite nicely. So still drifting a little bit, I think. Fighters are still on, there's not much we can do about those for the minute. There you go, that's roughly where we want to bomb. Okay, maybe drift, still drifting a little bit to the right. A little bit of cloud cover coming up, might be a little bit difficult in the next minute or two. So we'll see my main point of impact, main point of impact is just sort of just the south of this main building here. That's kind of roughly where I want to be bombing. Still drifting a bit, I think. Got a lot of drift today, to be fair. I'll see some strong winds. Not bad weather, it's not surprising. Yeah, 9 degrees of drift, that seems to be pretty good. Nine and a half. Cloud cover's obscuring the target just a little bit now. It's been a little bit harder to just keep that crosshairs exactly where I want it. Yeah, maybe not quite 9, maybe 8 degrees. 8 degrees of drift. Little fine corrections. Haven't had any flak yet either, that's interesting. I guess it's the fighters around, so at least the flak's left us alone. Just about see that target. that's pretty much exactly where I wanted to aim. So this should be good. Drift looks good. We should get the cluster of buildings to the southwest. Bombs are gone. One, two, three, four, five, six trails of bombs as well, so all the bombers have dropped their bombs on cue. So this should be good. We should be dropping our bombs around here and then coming up through the target through that part. It's looking good. Maybe a little bit left. It's not bad though. Not bad. Could be a little bit better. Maybe a little bit left to target. Just need to be a bit further to the right, but we've got some of them. We could probably come back. It's a large target, and we've probably got to come back to finish this off. But we could probably do another run, go in the opposite direction maybe, and maybe finish the rest of it off. So not completely destroyed, but again, not too bad. Not a bad effort considering the weather conditions. That was a pretty good job. So still no flak as well. That's also looking pretty good. So let's just see if we can egress out the target now. Still don't have this bomber, I don't think. Not too sure where they've gone, but the lower squadron lost the bomber for whatever reason. They might catch up, they may not. But let's head back to base now. Egress. Let's keep dealing with these fighters, and let's see if we can get back to base in one piece. Right, here we are, so just egressing now, just a little bit of flak on the rise. It's been a bit of a milk run so far, so no flak up to this point, no flak over the target. Oh, there we go, it's already stopped. So yeah, no flak over the target, lots of attacks by fighters, but none of them really seem to do much good. So I'm not too sure what this update has done, but it doesn't seem to have fixed anything, really. The fighters have been pretty much next to useless. I don't think a single fighter has got a hit on any of our bombers. Or maybe one of them, I think one of them in the lower squadron got maybe a couple of hits, so they trailed behind, but none of our squadron have had any hits, none of the upper squadron have had any hits. And the flak has been pretty much almost non-existent. There we go, there's maybe a little bit coming into it now. So yeah, a pretty straightforward mission. Weather was obviously quite overcast over the target down there, but we saw enough. We got bombs on target more or less, maybe a little bit left of centre, but we'll be coming back to Bremen anyway over the next couple of days to look at maybe a couple of the other targets, maybe we'll look at the ore refinery next and try and take that one out. But I'm sure we'll be back and finish off that Focke-Wulf factory off in the next couple of missions. But so far, yeah, it's been pretty straightforward, so expect to get all the bombers back in one piece. I don't expect many injuries at all, really. A couple of fighters probably shot down, but apart from that, as I said, it's been pretty much the proverbial milk run. So not too sure the update that's recently been released has done too much. I don't think it's improved it at all. I don't think the fighters are any more aggressive. But there we go, maybe there's more of them, maybe it makes it a bit more fun. But there's not much flak either, which that's helping out. So at least the survivability is a bit better, but then equally don't really have flak to worry about, which I'm sure over Bremen there was lots and lots of flak to deal with. So we'll see what happens over the next coming missions and any further updates and see how the game progresses. In the meantime, let's just get back to base, look at the debrief and see how well we did. So let's just head back home now and have a quick look at what they have to say about the bombing run. So we've got one injury so far. That's just a tower gunner of Liberty Bell. So not surprised, had a little bit of flak just going through the south of Wilhelmshaven. So the tower got a little bit of a bang. Yeah, there's definitely a few holes there. So expect maybe a few injuries just to the waist gunners, maybe the ball turret gunner, and obviously the tower gunners. Just being patched up now. Mario Cavana, he's the nominated medic on this aircraft. So just making sure he patches them up okay. So hopefully there shouldn't be too many more medical issues, maybe one or two first aid issues. Patch a few people up on the way back, but on the whole, the aircraft all seems to be fine. All the fuel's good, so nobody seems to be having any leaks. I'm sure there may be just a couple of injuries on the way back to base, but apart from that, it should be a reasonably straightforward return back to England. Cool, so we are finally back, overhead base, all bombers accounted for, even the other bomber that had his number 4 engine that was on fire, attacked by fighters earlier on, they finally managed to catch up as well, so that's good. No bombers lost, no injuries, apart from maybe one or two, maybe I think one maximum effort had a couple of injuries, but that's it. But the rest of the bombers seem good, all the controls seem pretty good as well, so I don't anticipate any problems landing, so hopefully it should just be a simple process now of just rallying up and entering the circuits to land at Ridgewell and getting back on the ground. So this should be quite straightforward, and let's just get on the ground and have a look at the debrief. Alright, here we go, it's the debrief then, so everyone was down nice and safely. Let's have a quick look at what it says. So, distance flown, none apparently, so no miles flown. But no bombers lost, enemy fighter shot down 5, which is good. Bomb damage estimate, that's not too bad. There's a couple of wounds there, so I didn't quite see who that was, but yeah, a couple of wounds. There's the bomb damage, so target's maybe a bit more to the right. Yeah, it was that sort of corresponds with what we saw. A few medals, and then that's it. So that's looking pretty good then. So that's another mission done. Next mission again will be Bremen. I think we'll be looking at the ore refinery next, because we'll be having 3 days worth of Bremen missions. That's the plan. So yeah, once again we'll be heading over there and be a bit more interesting next time. And if the flak will be any difference. So yeah, let's have a look at the ore refinery next time, and then we can always go back and do the Focke-Wulf factory at some point. There's a industrial complex, there's also a harbour there as well. But I think these two are probably going to be the main targets for the next couple of days. So that'll be it for now. So I'll hopefully get this up shortly and get another video done, hopefully next week. So once again, thanks guys. If you prefer it being a bit shorter, let me know. 40 or 50 minutes was maybe a bit too long, so for this has been condensed down a bit more, maybe about half an hour, so probably a bit easier to watch. So there you go. Cheers, guys, and see you all later. Bye.